Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see in your pure imagination. We begin with a spin in the world of my creation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. Oh, hi! Hi, sorry, I was a little bit busy singing a little bit there. Well, Wonka. I'm going to cover Wonka, the final film that I'm going to go to the theaters, get my last popcorn, have a Pepsi, get maybe ice cream, which is mint cookie this time, with a chocolate topping over it. It's with a waffle cone, perfect perfection. And it's always been a musical. It's always been a musical at the end of the year. That I cover when it's like, what's that last movie? Well, technically, it's going to be a musical because Great Showman was one year, and then West Side Story, and Mary Poppins, and so forth and so forth. And so, why is it this year? Well, it is Wonka, a prequel to the book, the prequel to, was it 74, the Gene Wilder version of Willy Wonka. I mean, it's not a prequel. I'll tell you one thing: it's not a prequel to the Tim Burton version. There's no point that Willy Wonka says, "Hello, sunshine." The elf says, "Hello." Yeah, there's none of that. The Oompa Loompas doing the Oompa Loompa doopity doo. I got a message for you. Oompa Loompa doopity doo. There's that, they look green with orange face. Like, clearly they're meant to hit the nostalgia to the old movie. And it's the original Willy Wonka. It's how he became the big chocolate maker that he is, and what drew him, challenges, and all that. But the thing about this movie is that it's very one note. Like, it's a very one note type of movie that's so full of whimsiness. There's so much whimsy, there's so much of a fairy tale nature to the film, and a cartoony nature to the films. I mean, the villains are like pure, like, let's pull the mustache and twirl it. Like, they garb when they hear pull. Every time pull. If the word pull gets mentioned, or like the chief of the police is, slowly becoming fatter and fatter because he's eating too much chocolate because that's his bride. He's a chocoholic. And except money, the bride is big chunks of chocolate left, right, and center. There's a very whimsy nature to the film, and while watching it, because it's one note, I'm trying to think why did I just like the film versus not loving it, because I think this movie's getting a wave of views left, right, and center, and I think mainly because it felt very one note. It felt maybe a little bit too whimsy, maybe a little bit too, like, there's a little bit of drama out through the movie of like, okay, why does Wonka want to be a chocolate maker? Why does he want? Well, it's linked to his mother. Okay, cool. That makes the decisions that we know him to do, which is with the golden ticket and sharing the experience and that, and it's just, there's little hints, what's to come, and what we know, and it's like, okay, typical prequel wink hint stuff. I'm also wondering if, like, for me, it's like, when it comes to prequels, everybody says like, well, what's the point with a prequel? I know what's going to happen, but I always say it's a sequel. That it's a sequel that you know what happens in its sequel now. The prequel is now the original film. That's what it is. And I'm wondering if because there's too much whimsy, there isn't still enough stakes, and I feel like, well, I know that Wonka's gonna be fine because Charlie and he's gonna build the factory and what we know it to be, and the like even for the songs. I mean, outside of your pure imagination, outside of that, like that's I was swear when that song gets played, people are like my audience was like starting to turn karaoke. It turned into karaoke. Like people were like, you know, do it. Like I was starts miming the words and start singing it along with with Charmaine. It's it's a which is like a movie going experience that we don't get the big cheering war and the event like when in Endgame when Cap gets Mjolnir, he gets Thor's hammer, and everyone's go, oh, we don't get that. We don't get that. Sadly over here, everyone's so tense. I think some people are like, it's a movie, man. It's not a sports game, even though fucking hell. Anyway, um, but anyway, so you so I'm wondering if that is because for me the musical numbers outside maybe there was also another one that I don't know the title of it, but it was the one where that was dealing with balloons and it was in the zoo and that stuff. I was like, okay, that's a really good number. And I thought, okay, that's a good one. But the most of it, it's not really that memorable with a lot of it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's an okay song. It's not that punchy. Isn't something I'm going to listen to a lot. Of it, like Charmaine gets a really good performance as Wonka. That's just a fact. It's like, okay, Charmaine does a really good job playing Willy Wonka. Good. But yeah, I think what it is for me that made the movie good but not great, because I know this movie's getting a lot of reviews, is because it's one that because it's so cartoony, and so for me I couldn't really dive into the meat of the movie because it's so light. It's too light, so I couldn't be that much invested to set on service level stuff. Um, Honestly, but yeah. But anyway, comment below. What do you thought of Wonka?